Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Karla and I represent the conservation program of bats from El Salvador. Today I'm going to present you some of our results from our project Bats and Roofs, coexisting with bats in El Salvador. This was a team effort and we are glad to share it with you. As we all know, there are more than 1,000 species of bats around the world, and in the neotropics, they are the most diverse group of mammals. Bats are not only diverse, but they accomplish important ecological roles in the ecosystems. We can mention that they pollinate plants that are used as food and beverage by humans, including tequila. And also, they eat the annoying mosquitoes that can be harmful for human populations. Despite all these benefits, bats are target of multiple threats. As conservation programs, we have identified that one of those threats is the lack of knowledge and bad perception people have regarding bats, as they are associated with negative connotation. So, what was the problem we identified? Well, one of the major threats for biodiversity in general is the loss of habitat and fragmentation, basically to fulfill the necessity of humans. If we add to the loss of habitat the high population growth we are experiencing, especially in Latin American countries, we eliminate suitable habitats for bats, and that forces the species to look for new refuges. Some species find the perfect refuge on the roof of houses. This may seem an amazing news, but in reality, the fact that bats cohabit with humans in their houses can drive to conflict as some people consider bats bad animals and they will try to eliminate them from their houses at any cost. Or at least that was what we thought. Based on this problem, we ask how frequent is the presence of bats in El Salvador? But first, you may be asking, where is El Salvador? Well, El Salvador is a small country from America, specifically in Central America. We are neighbors of Guatemala and Honduras, and El Salvador has 21,000 square kilometers. Even though El Salvador is a small country, there are 69 species of bats confirmed today, which is pretty amazing, but it also represents a big conservation responsibility as El Salvador has high rates of deforestation and habitat loss. To answer our questions, we applied citizen science. We elaborated a questionnaire with 16 questions to inquire information about the interaction between bats and people. We also asked about the type of interaction surrounding vegetation, also if they have tried any exclusion method and if it was effective. We divided the project into phases. One was with surveys face to face, and the second was a virtual survey during the pandemic. For the face to face survey, we approached people on protected areas, malls, and parks. And for the virtual survey, we made a Google form and it was shared on social media and also on WhatsApp groups of the members of the PCMS. We come with the participation of 627 persons. 52% were women and 48% were male. And from the 627 surveys, 317 were face to face and 310 were virtual. About the problem, when we ask people if they have problems with bats in their houses, 58% of people answer no and 39% answer yes. To have a better idea of what the problem was, we asked what was the interaction they have with bats in their houses. As we can see in this plot, 62% answer that bats live in their roofs and 30% answer bats stain their walls or furniture. If we analyze the location and the problem, we see that most of the interactions happened on places that are highly urbanized and with moderate urbanization. Also, as we saw before, most of people who claim they have problems with bats answers that bats live under roofs. 26% of people have tried any exclusion methods, and the most common method of exclusion was placing bright objects in the ceiling. This can be CDs. And the other answer we obtain is that people kill bats so they can eradicate the problem. As conservation program, we also wanted to know if any of these methods gave positive results. However, as we see in this plot, most people say that the method they tried was not effective. From these results, we can conclude that only 39% of the people we interview claim that they have problems with bats, and the most common interaction is bats living on their roof. According to the location, this interaction happens more on highly urbanized areas. Also, only the 26% of people have tried any exclusion method, being the most common the use of bright objects and killing them, which represents a problem for bats populations in cities of El Salvador. So, starting from these results, what are our next steps? Well, we are working on the publication of this data, and also the main idea is to socialize this information and also reinforce the outreach activities and environmental education with bats in cities of El Salvador. Also, it is necessary to elaborate a manual with adequate strategies to exclude bats from houses without doing them any harm. Also, the success of this project brought the opportunity to implement it on other countries of Latin America. So, thank you everyone for listening to me and stay tuned for more results of this project. Please follow us and like us as PCM El Salvador. Thank you so much for your time. See you next time.